choosing a lawyer for your personal injury case should be way more like picking your barber versus choosing a school to go to, right? When you choose a school, you're looking at everything they have to offer, right? You're gonna make sure that it's the best possible academic school, that it has good counselors, that it has good reviews, that good job placements, or if you're picking a high school, good entry into college rates, right? You're gonna look at all of those things, but you're not gonna get to necessarily choose every single teacher you have. And guess what? Anybody that's ever sat in a high school classroom or a college classroom knows that sometimes the teacher you get assigned to stinks, right? You don't want that in your injury case, right? You don't want to just be left with whatever the institution or the law firm is deciding is who's going to handle your case. And that happens at a lot of firms. You go to a lot of big firms and you pick the law firm as opposed to picking the lawyer, you're going to be stuck with whoever they decide to assign the case. And guess what? Just like that professor that might have sucked, you might be dealing with somebody that, despite being at a prestigious firm with great reviews, that individual lawyer isn't all that great. But you don't have to do it that way, right? You get to, unlike being at school, you get to choose who your lawyer is. And if the firm's telling you can't, and that you're gonna get whomever they assign, then leave. You can find a lawyer that you trust, that you wanna deal with all the time, just like dealing with your barber, right? You're not gonna just sit in anybody's chair when you get to the barber shop. You want your guy. You get to do the same thing with an injury attorney. And don't let your firm tell you otherwise. If they are telling you got to deal with whoever we assign, you don't, okay? Go to a firm where you're gonna be able to be confident in the person that's gonna stand before the jury if you ever have to have somebody explain to the jury all the harms and losses that you've experienced. And if you don't trust the person that they've assigned to you, you don't have to deal with that. Picking an injury attorney is like dealing with a barber versus dealing with the school.